we're here. Look at me, I'm frozen. Sometimes that happens. I'm just practicing this new technique of mine called holding still, and
Special kind of meditation.
yeah, and that's kind of what I'm doing. You'll get motion when I say you get motion, kids.
The ventriloquist act is doing really well.
Here we go. Hold on a second. Here comes. Meanwhile,
Surly Dev is in the house.
let's try again. Surly Dev. Surly, I'm trying to adjust this and fix this, and Surly comes in, changes, rips away my scene from under me as I'm trying to set the properties on it to get my camera back. Here we go. Hold on a second. Boom and boom. There we go.
Here we are.
We're back.
Hi, Mark. How you doing?
Good. Check this out here. 100, almost 100% GPU.
Already.
We're gonna get rid of that someday. Someday soon. I've got my other machine is just
Got more hardware now, right?
yeah, just this far away from me. Windows Desktop Manager. That's rude. This is just rude. What are you doing, Windows Desktop Manager? How you doing, Roy?
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Surly says,
Another day?
Look at that dummy. Who's he talking to? Is he talking to you, Fred?
I think that's a little harsh, Fred. What do you reckon?
He's talking to me? All right. Well, we're going to work on some cool stuff today. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's get some music going here, and we'll take a look at it. So I said let's get some music, but I'm not hearing it. Hold on. Let's try again. Music. Drone game. Let me try refreshing the drone game, I suppose. Let's actually double check to make sure.
I love trash.
Whoa, Grobosaurus! All right.
I feel like I'm kind of high-fiving me on my way in and out because it was yesterday as Grovosaurus arrived that I had to go, but he's here and I'm here at the same time.
I'm gonna try refreshing the drone game. I don't have a strong indication of why music's not playing. Let's try one more time. Nothing back.
No.
All right, let me try this then. I'm gonna kill the. Could I have broken something? We might have to investigate that. Let's kill that. Let's kill that.
Oh wow, Wicked Blue Ninja's here. Hang on, but is not getting
right. Well, I just killed it. So the part what's interesting is that part of it was working, and part of it was not. Right. But the part that was doing fanfares was totally fine to go, and the part that I'm just starting up one more time. We'll probably see Wicked Blue Ninja in a second. How you doing, Wicked Blue Ninja? Overlay manager. Those two pieces are up and running. Do we see a Mr. Announcer Bot's in the house? So that's important to see that. And now, let's see if we can get some music. No response back from music.
No drone either.
No drones either.
Couple of beeps there.
That was me. That was my caps lock. Let's go look at Mr. Announcer Bot. Let's go figure this out. I just made a couple changes to it, the smallest changes. Quiet, exactly. No, it's good. This is Wicked Blue Ninja. So let's see. DHN is a new piece I just added this morning. Special time for Dungeons & Dragons tonight. So there you go. We've got a Dungeons & Dragons. We're switching from Thursday nights to Wednesday nights. Tonight is a special time, and next Wednesday, I think we're going to get back to the normal time. So it's a little bit later tonight. So for folks who want to do that. So that command worked. Why isn't the music command working is my new question.
So here's a question. Is the music actually running and we're not getting its audio? So is Fred hiding the boom bus?
The boombox?
Boombox, yeah.
Well, I don't think so, because the music usually says, here's what the genre is that's playing.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Right? Like if I type in genre rock or something like that, we should see something. The answer is no. I don't think Fred is. Let me just hide both myself and Fred for a second. Yeah, there's no boombox back there.
Okay.
So let's go see if we can find that. I don't remember where it is. I am doing a find in files here. New UI in this space. Find all. You know what I want them to fix, by the way?
Mhm.
Here we go. Here's some music, I think. Where are we at? Dronegame.ts. So the issue could be there. Well, I like this that it says find music. I haven't noticed this before. I'm not sure if you can see this. Hold on. Let me move this elsewhere.
Been
Or
playing
zoom
with
in.
that same build today, and I know what you're talking about. They actually embed the thing you're searching for in the tooltip, or not the tooltip, but the tab's title, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Certainly would want me to use the control key to select it like this. So
Certainly, Dev, this is I'm not sure if it's a very recent feature, or maybe it is indeed today's release, but it is a new version of Studio that's causing that, I believe.
I also have a new version of TypeScript as
You bumped
well.
it up again?
Well, it opened up and said, sorry, we can't find a compiler for 3.5. Do you want 3.8? And I was like, yes. It was like, okay. I don't know why the dialog boxes ask me, speak to me in this kind of thing. So we're creating a new chat command for music.
Mhm.
So it should be sending it straight out is what it should be doing. All right, let me do this. I'm going to close these two and we're going to run this. So we're kind of slightly off track here today. So I'm going to kill that. And I'm going to kill the other. We're going to lose control for a second here. What's interesting is the only thing that changed was the addition of that new command and the TypeScript 3.8 upgrade.
Yeah.
That's probably the problem is now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, I've closed both of those down. Now I'm going to run from here. Let's see if the run works. Yeah, so chat commands, it's going to find music, it's going to send it over. The problem is, yeah, that's my take on it, is the problem is low level. It's low level in the TypeScript. Yeah, slowly installing software on the new machine.
Okay.
I
do like having a new machine.
It's new.
It's fresh. It's fast.
Right.
There's that. Ooh, what can I get this shiny new thing to achieve?
Yeah. Yeah. Mark knew I was hollering control key. Yeah. Slowly loading up here. Yeah, drone's not going to work for a while. What does CV do?
Not sure. What's CV?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Hold on a second. We need to get to the drone overlay, right? I thought it was called just drone overlay. Is that it? Let's see if that loads. And if not, we'll have to figure it out. Go check the code. That works. Okay. Loading up. Let's do the music command. And that's failing. Oh, wait, it is working. What? But I don't hear anything. Well, probably because I got the tab muted. No, I don't.
Is this where you had to interact with it before you start music? Wasn't there a Chrome issue?
Yeah, I clicked it a few times. Oh, there we go.
Oh, no. No.
He's sneaking by. That guy's sneaking. Look out. Sneaking in. So your Wicked Blue Ninja, your open bracket only works if everything is running, and so it can. But check it out. No music is playing here. What have we got? Console errors here. Failed because user didn't interact with the document first. Well, I've interacted with you. Now, let's I drop in a.
We are now getting chat suggesting switching genres.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. I see that. And now the music plays.
I
Okay, so maybe it started the song but couldn't do the song because I hadn't interacted with it. So,
Okay, yeah.
So the code appears to be working. I don't get it. I don't get this at all.
Are you saying what we're hearing now is coming via your Chrome instance
Yeah.
rather than via OBS?
Right, it's coming from the Chrome.
Okay. But it has correctly hooked up with the chat window as well.
Yes, I can mute it like this. We get rid of it. Okay, why isn't it working in OBS? Is my new question. Because it was like OBS wasn't even connected was the problem. Let me try closing it. So notice we didn't make any changes to any code. We just ran it. Although, there's something had occurred to me. Hold on a second. I'm doing like too many things to be able to. It occurred to me that I did a build here, but not a run before. And I'm wondering if somehow the build maybe was different from the run. What happens during the run? I don't know. That was my idea a little bit. Okay, so now we've closed that down. Let's manually start these so we're not running from Visual Studio. One more time. Mr. AnnouncerBot starting up. Should see Mr. AnnouncerBot say hello in the chat room. There he is. An overlay manager starting up. And then I'm going to go into the, .NET Core host has stopped working.
Wow.
And I don't know if I can grab this thing or not. Yeah, it looks like maybe I can grab it. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. So it looks like there's some extra stuff still loaded. And I forget how to get rid of all that. But I'm worried that the solution is to close down OBS. That's what I'm worried about. Let's see here. So I can't start that. Let's see. Let's try instead, though, closing down Visual Studio in case Visual Studio has a lock on it. And then now with Visual Studio closed, I'm going to start up the Overlay Manager. I'm just hitting the Overlay Manager button on my Stream Deck, which does this code. And what's going to happen now? Is it going to load it? Did it actually execute the line? Looks like it's working. Good. Okay, so Mr. AnnouncerBot's in the house. Let's try a drone command. Let's see, is that going to work? No drone command is working. That's okay. Wait, I got one more thing I can do, and that is drone game refresh. It could be that our Signal R connection has been disconnected here. There's the drone. Okay, now that means music should work. So just to be clear, I think I did absolutely nothing other than restart, refresh. Okay.
All right.
Such is the world we live in.
Yep.
All right, kids. Okay, this morning in preparation, and Blue Ninja trying to get known, comes in with one more. Look at him, there he is. Go, Blue Ninja, go. Look out. No, it's too much. Went to the Mark Miller School of Acting, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So check out the frame rate on those coins. That's about like 8 frames a second, 10 or 8 frames a second.
Yeah.
We added some tooling. I think I'm gonna have to reconnect this too because of Signal R kinds of things. We can try. We change anybody? No, nobody's changing. So close this down. Refresh. I'm gonna need to refresh. But we added, you know what, I don't actually have to bring that up. We can bring that up later, talk about it later, but if we want to. But remember we added the tools to watch the frame rate?
Yep.
I kind of wanted to, you know what, actually today might be a good day because I think tomorrow I'll be on the new machine. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's start up the app again. I just want to get a kind of a base frame rate so we can all take a look at it, get a sense of what we're currently dealing with on this machine.
You've got a default 75% of GPU just vanished into OBS and
Right.
Windows Desktop.
Yeah. So let's do this. I'm going to, and I think I'll take a screenshot too. I'm just refreshing some things here. Oh, this is worrisome. Did I grab the wrong thing? Oh, I did. Okay, hold on. Never mind. That's a false alarm. We're looking at bad data. Okay, so you can, there's a sluggish feel to this, a janky feel.
There it is.
I've restarted. I'm going to initialize player data. Should see those initialized strings go away. Looks like that didn't. Oh yeah, it did work. Okay, great. All right. So let's now go in and show the frames at the FPS window. Yeah,
Hey,
look
you
at
were
that.
right.
Again,
About 8-9 frames.
about 8 or 9 frames. Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to throw this up here. I'm just going to come down and take a screenshot of OBS so we can see. Here's what our GPU is. Here's what our frame rate is. And then tomorrow, assuming we're on the new machine, we'll repeat this and we'll look at the screenshot.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what we'll do. I'm just opening up a Paint Shop Pro right now so I can save this screenshot. It's what's interesting though. We get the diagnostics here, right? The frames per second, and we worked on dynamic throttling for that. We did a whole bunch of things to improve the speed. What's interesting is we are acting as if we are professional developers, right? We're doing things that look and provide feedback that's pretty high quality stuff. Certainly,
Yep.
I would say at least average level quality that we're hitting on this. Okay, so let me just crop that. And good, I've got that. We've got that for our baseline for tomorrow to take a look at when we go to the new machine. Okay, so let's talk about what I did this morning. Before the show and prep, I created 2 new attributes. One called tooltip that just takes and holds some display text. Okay, the other one called param that takes the index of the parameter, the type of the parameter, the name of the parameter, the description for the parameter, and whether it's required or optional. Parameter is .required or parameter is .optional is the other option right there. Okay, so those that's it. 2 simple attributes, and then I started adding them to D&D functions. Just adding some text here for what the tooltip is going to be, and then also for the parameters and whether they're optional or not. Like here, you can see if it's optional, you'll see it followed with parameter is optional. Okay.
Yep.
That's what I did. Not doing anything with that yet. Let's go over here. This is we're not debugging this. This is just standalone running right now. But if we come over here, go to debug, which I want to change this to say code. We go in here, and this is where we're working on our editor, our editing experience. And I really want to focus on making this the quality of this really good. That's what I want to do. So I want the experience here to be really, really good experience. So for example, add spell hit effect. I think I added that one this morning. Hold on. Just down here. Add spell hit effect. Here you go. Spell hit effect. It's a behemoth, a massive behemoth of parameters. Right? It's got 10 parameters, 11 parameters. One of them is required, and the other 10 are all optional. And basically hue, saturation, brightness, scale, rotation, auto rotation, time offset, and then a secondary hue, saturation, and brightness for the fireball, which has 2 layers of color that you can adjust independently of each other. So I want tooltips to appear. I want them to appear in a couple places. One, if I'm typing in add here and I go down to spell hit effect, when I get here, instead of seeing description for add spell hit effect, I want to see the tooltip. I want to see that. That's what I want to work on today. I also have some small things I want to do too. So if we come in here and we keep going, and if I hit enter here, I want to not be there. I want to be like here.
Yeah.
I want it to add parens, and if it's the only thing on the line, I want it to add a semicolon. Or for the very least, there's nothing to the right of it. I want it to add a semicolon, and I want to put the caret here. Let's maybe do this one first.
Okay.
Or no. What do you want to do first, Roy?
Well, I
Let's
quite
see.
like the sound of that. I like the idea of building these pieces that are useful to the coder. I mean, this is essentially IDE development, right? And it's a nice thing to watch because we're all used to using an IDE, so we all know what makes things easier for ourselves. So the colors that we've already put in place is good. The small level of IntelliSense that's already there is already fantastic. So now moving on to descriptions, and you were talking about auto-completing, so placing those slightly harder to type keys, the shifted parens and what have you. So for example, if you've got no parameters, you might as well skip past both of them, right? There's no point putting the caret in the middle. But if there are parameters coming, we know that from our metadata, and we can leave the caret within there and indeed probably pop up some form of IntelliSense for that first parameter.
Well, I want to get to that too eventually, the tooltips. I don't know if we'll get to tooltips today. I think there's a chance we will, but I think there's a better chance that we won't. Because I think there's enough along the way, and so there may be some gotchas here too, that we'll be like, oh yeah, maybe not. Maybe we're going to do this, we'll do this later. Hold on a second, I'm just saving out that one file we just did. We're going to call that our baseline, our GPU baseline. Saving that, save that out. By the way, Dropbox makes creating and moving to a new machine really easy.
Oh, doesn't it?
I'm a huge fan of Dropbox, OneDrive, things like that. Yeah, it's great. I had a little bit of trouble at the beginning of setting it up yesterday when I started up and it had no internet access. And they were like, well, if you want internet access, you're going to need to install the drivers. The drivers come on a CD. I have no CD in this desktop. I'm like, what? CD? So they're like, well, you're going to need... Karen's here in the room. So the drivers, I'm trying to get back on track with where I am in the story. So you're going to need some drivers. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I don't have the CD. I go to my other machine, go to the website, because I don't have internet access on the one machine, right? It's completely dead and can't connect, even though I've got it plugged in. Right? So I download the latest drivers, go back to the original machine, try to install the latest drivers, and they say, sorry, this requires Windows version 10.0 dot something dot something dot something. And I'm like, what? Didn't I get the most recent version? But I didn't. I forgot, one of the tricks I taught myself a while back when I'm using Microsoft Site for downloading software. So if you're like an MVP or if you have a subscription, it lists all the elements out. So if you say Windows 10, it shows you Windows 10. That's the original release of Windows 10. And it's not clear what's the most recent one unless you go and sort by most recent. It's not clear from the names. So I had downloaded the original Windows 10, not the most recent one. So I went back, downloaded the ISO for the latest one, reinstalled it, upgraded everything, and that's my story. Then installed the drivers, had internet access, but all of this was like on thumb drives, going from one machine to another, right? It was like
Painful process.
That's the old-fashioned way of doing this. But once I had internet, the first things I do, well, here's the other problem, is that I've switched to the Colmac keyboard, so it's faster. Let me bring this up for anybody who's interested in this is a I almost want to argue this is a lifestyle decision. Is what this is, because this is not something that you might be like, oh, let me try this out kind of thing. You have to dedicate yourself to this thing. We've talked about this before on the show. That's not the one I wanted to pick up. Let's do like this one. So come over here. All right, there we go. So it's a different layout. It's not QWERTY. It's not Dvorak either, but it's kind of a blend between QWERTY and something that would be more efficient. And then this took me about 2 months to get competent in and about a year to really like. But the downside to it is Well, it's something new you have to learn. The upside is that instead of having keys in hard to reach places for common words, if you look at the history of the typewriter, you probably already know this, but when the typewriter first came out, typists were so good and so proficient at it, they were breaking the machine. So they had to find a way to slow people down. So they took the common letters and moved them in hard to reach places. So more strain and more time was required to hit them. And it doesn't make sense. The QWERTY keyboard layout makes no sense at all. So this is not bad. And the other benefit of this is it gives you cut, copy, undo, cut, copy, and paste in exactly the same positions. And it gives you the B as well, which I like because also sometimes in CodeRush we have things for the B which are related to the V and the C. So paste, replace word is Control B, for example. So imagine when you're starting up, the Comac layout is not included with Windows. So everything, including passwords, which you're blind to, are typed in on a different layout than what you have. So I have to go, I'm looking
that muscle memory is really hurting you at that point.
Yeah, I'm looking at a layout on another keyboard and figuring out where it is on my keyboard and hitting the key. And so the first thing I do is I install the Comac driver. The second thing I do is install Google Chrome, right? Because I've got all my links, everything in there, signed in, everything in there. And from my perspective, so far it's been faster. I've not done a comparison with Edge, but I'm super happy with the speed of Chrome. And then after that, I install Dropbox. And once Dropbox is installed, things start going on their own, right? I switch over to the machine, see what I need to manually download and install, what drivers, get those going, come back over to the other machine and work, and switch back and forth. So it's actually kind of a pleasant experience.
The nice thing is with those early steps, if you don't count getting the network itself up and running, installing Dropbox, putting Chrome in place, each of those steps gets you so much closer to your ideal. Right? You feel so much more powerful with each one of them in play. I'm the same. I do Dropbox. My browser of choice, in my case, is Firefox. LastPass, in place, so I can sign in as whatever I need to. And I've got all my links. They're in place. And all these things, it's just like being kind of coming home, right?
Yeah.
You've got this kind of foreign land otherwise, or initially, that's vaguely familiar. But you put these things in place, and suddenly, I'm comfortable. This is good.
Yeah. This is interesting. These are different keyboard heat maps, and this is kind of showing what's going on with QWERTY, how the hands are kind of moving around off of the home keys, right? Instead of being here where they should be. All of these in green or red should be right here on the home keys. There's the Dvorak there, so you can see what's going on with Dvorak. There's the Dunmar. Did we have the Comac? Here's the Comac. So that's what you're looking at there with the Comac. So that's kind of what you're looking for. Okay. All right. So I want to make this work. I think that the first thing we'll do, because I think it's kind of easy, and I kind of want to look at it because it's also a feature we're going to need later, is the ability to get the caret right in the right spot here. Now we're kind of already doing it with our if template. Our if template expands and moves the caret back, right? So we kind of actually, in fairness, we are doing that a little bit, but it's not. That expansion is not great. Hold on. I think I want to solve this with the expansion engine is what I want to do. Oh, and the other thing that occurred to me, you know what I want to do here, Rory? I want to do the autosave here. I want to do the things similar to what Google Sheets does, or any of the editing, online editing tools do. That basically, as you make a change, it waits for a second, then it says saving, then all changes saved. Right? Yep. I want to do auto save here, so I don't even have to think or hit the update button here to explicitly make those changes.
Yeah.
Okay. The only downside to that is if I switch away and switch back, I'm going to kill my undo stack. Right? So if I come in here and say 1, 2, 3, 4, I can undo, and then redo. What's my redo? Control Y. I did Control Y as redo. Okay. Then if I go here and back and I hit undo, nothing's happening. And that's our fault because we're resetting it when we go away and come back. the workaround for this is to create a single instance of it, or actually a better one would be to save the undo redo stack, cache.
I was going to say, yeah, you could hot swap the undo redo stack out with the event that you were editing.
Yes, that's what I think we're going to need to do, because that's the smart way to do it. So then we get our undo redo as we go back and forth, and we have no penalty if we make changes we want to undo them later, and we accidentally or intentionally click away and come back. We can now come back and it's still, we can still take it right. All right, so caching the undo redo stack, that's on our to-do list. Let's create a little to-do list here. Cache the undo redo stack. I want to tooltips, autosave, and I want to have intelligent method completion and caret position.
Intelligent path completion when it came to parameters that were file based.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That was from yesterday.
File-based intelligent. Basically, I want a I want a completion. Just saying in intelligent completion. So we're going to say file-based. I'm going to say etc. I know there are others, but I'm not remembering what they are. This implies some sort of architecture, plugin architecture, perhaps. Certainly some kind of extensible architecture. I want context. Look at this. I'm building CodeRush here a little bit.
It did occur to me.
Isn't that funny?
I've seen this pattern before.
I'm building CodeRush in WPF. I want context for templates. So I can say this template only spans in this context.
Yep.
Now here's the thing. I don't want to work too hard. I don't want to like stress over making this a product that I could sell, right? I want to make this solve 99% of the problems. That's what I want to get to. So that's kind of what we're looking at.
It's got to improve your experience of using the product.
Yes. And it can't slow me down. I need to be fast in this. I need to be able to quickly go in and make changes. So I'm devoting the time now so that when it's time for the creative part, for making changes and defining like what the rules are for a spell or a feature, that I can enter those quickly. I also want tooltips for parameters. This implies some sort of parsing engine here. To understand, that the caret, to know when the caret is in a parameter.
Yep, and which one?
Yeah, and which one? Like that. All right, so that's on my list of things that I want to do. All right. Now the question is, which of these do we go first? I think I'll go with tooltips for methods first. I'm going to do this. So number one, we're going to do that. Number two, we're going to do this, I think. Related to this, though, is a more powerful templating engine. Because I want to use the templating engine to do this work.
Okay.
So that means we're going to do a more powerful templating engine next. Tooltips for methods, then this, then that. This I think we'll get done today, everything above here. I think.
That would be good.
And then we'll do more later. All right, so let's move this off to the side. Come back and refer to that in a bit. Okay. So let's look at the tooltips here and let's see how we're going to do this here. I think we're running now, right? Oh, we're not. Okay. So let's go look at the code here for how we're currently showing the tooltips. I think we can come in here and hit the enter key on the num keypad to bring up jump to symbol, and I think it's code completion. All right. description.
Yeah, this is the description.
Right there.
So we saw this coming up before. It is actually physically working. The distinction now is that we need to be intelligent about where we get the content for that.
Yep, we do. I think I want to rename this class. I'm going to rename this class to function completion data. And we're going to make this specific to the function. That's what we're going to do. And let's go inside of here. And this is now going to be a D&D function. Like that. And it looks like I need to use D&D core. Like that. And let's get rid of text. And let's come in and say, oh, I've been noticing a bunch of these today. This is in the new build.
Okay.
I don't like the song. We're switching it. Too slow for me. I don't know what the heck just got in here. C# initialized member from parameter code refactoring provider. So this is Visual Studio's piece here. If you look at the stack trace, we've been looking at this all morning. I've been talking to the devs about it. The one piece that I don't have though is here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this to clipboard for a second. I'm going to come over into Skype with you, Rory, and I'm going to send you that call stack. And I'm going to ask you to include that on the email that comes through. Next, I'm going to hit the, I'm going to report this as a code rush issue. Devs, here it is again. We're just writing some code, and I saw this right here. And this is what popped up. There's the stack trace. What else do I need to say? I wonder if I can bring up another one of these here. I think it happened here when I hit the, not that key, I hit the code rush key to bring this up. I wonder if I need to, let me see if I can make a change and come back. See if I can get it to come up a second time here. Let's close this. See if we can get it a second time. Because I want to get you, and actually I wanted you to look at the, no, it's not going to do it now. I wanted you to look at the log files. That's what I'm trying to get you to see there. I want to see if there is, even though our devs have looked at the call stack and looked at all the code, they said that's not us, it's not us, it's not us. I want to make sure there's nothing that we are doing in this space, no exceptions that we are seeing. Look at the logs. So I'm going to call this check the logs, like that, and there it is. So we are dog food and code rush, as you may know, and if you don't, that's what we're doing here on this show. Dog food and code rush every day, at least 4 days a week. Okay, so now we've got the function coming in. I want to come in here. Let's go in and declare property with initializer. Like that, we're going to say text is equal to function.name, like that. And I want to do one more thing. I want to make sure that function name actually exists. If function.name actually so if the function name exists, then we can add it. Okay. By the way, yesterday at the end, I don't know if you were here or not, Rory. Yesterday at the end, I think you weren't. We were having a really strange issue.
Okay.
Where I'm trying to remember the specifics of it. Yeah, we were getting this really weird call stack. Again, it was similar to what we're kind of seeing today a little bit, where none of our code was there, and it was an exception that was happening, no code around it, and it just killed the app every time. And I reported in the issue out into Avalon, edit, and within a short time, somebody responded, "Is this your issue? I think it's regarding to the version of Visual Studio you're in."
Wow.
Because it was going through the designer, it was looking at the stuff in the designer, and I was like, "Whoa!" Basically, because it only happened when I was debugging it from Visual Studio, did not happen when I was running standalone.
Okay. Yeah.
So I downloaded the latest version, 16.6.2, and now I'm getting these other errors. But that other one from yesterday went away. So we were having this, and I ended the show on it because I was like, I don't know what's going on with this. It doesn't make sense. At first I thought it looked like it was in Avalon's code a little bit, but there was also a lot of stuff in Visual Studio. Visual Studio and Avalon both were sharing the call stack. So anyway, as a result, I was kind of playing around with what I was going to do with completion window here, whether I was going to create a new one or not. And so this code kind of changed. Right now it looks like we are, if the completion window already exists, we're getting out. But before that happened, I was recreating a new one each time and filling it with just a limited view, a limited content of suggestions that only matched what you had typed in. All right. Okay, so let's see. We're coming in here, creating a new function complete data, doing that. We're going to set the text equal to the function name. Now the description, we want to be able to get that. So we need to use some, we need to get some...
reflection of some kind?
Yeah, some reflections, what we need to do.
Basically getting a list of attributes on the objects or on the type of the object that we're being passed.
Yeah, so we're going to need some system.reflection in here. And what are we going to do here? I guess get type dot, I'm looking for get attributes, I think. Look for get custom attribute, and we want to get the tooltip attribute like that. I wonder if we can do this instead. Can we? Nice. No, we can't. All right, fine. All right, get that. That's going to be the tooltip attribute right there. And now we're going to say if not null, then we're going to say tooltip equals tooltip attribute dot display text. It's right there. That's what we declared in there. I'm going to copy that to the clipboard, come in here, type in AS for auto-implemented string property, paste, and there's my tooltip property. And then under description, I'm going to simply return the tooltip.
Yep.
Is that all we need to do?
That's it, isn't it? That is it.
Let's close this down.
Confidence is high.
Oh, you got
this bit at least.
You got high confidence? Cool.
Oh yeah.
I like going in with low, and then when it works, I got an excuse for dancing.
Well, sure.
I got an excuse for going crazy. They were like, yeah, it's okay. He figured out that he needed a semicolon, the end of the line. That's why he's dancing, because he came in, didn't think he could complete that line of code. All right. Where are we? Why aren't we running? Got an orange bottom here. Right there, it indicates that we're debugging. Loading symbols. All right, took a while to start up. Let's come in here, initialize player data. Okay, so now let's move this off to the left a bit so we can see more. So now we're looking for the tooltips that describe it. There you go, look at that.
Okay.
Adds damage resistant of the specified damage type and attack kind to the active player. Nice. So there we go.
Strike one, success.
Not bad. You're right, Rory. We should have done nothing but had confidence. So there you go. Holy cow. All right.
What's next?
That was too easy. A little bit like yesterday, right? Where we got all this stuff done and at the 45-minute mark, we're like, whoa, okay. More powerful templating engine. Okay. Hold on a second.
Might need to be a little bit more specific.
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to spec it out now.
And thus, the ultimate specking tool.
Here it comes. Well, I say, I got a rough idea what it looks like, but I'll visualize it for you, show you what's going on here. I'm actually trying to figure out how I'm going to visualize this exactly. Stop design ideas. No. I would love a way to turn that off all the time. All right, so the idea is this. Let's actually get some text in here. So this is my, we'll call this first text command kind of thing. Special. Text. All right. So I want to be able to expand this. Okay.
Yep.
And I want to, let's come in here with arrows. The important parts for me are there and there. These two positions. I need to know what these offsets are.
Yep.
So we'll call this offset 1 here. And this one's offset 2. And notice that is independent of whatever happens here. This could expand a whole bunch of stuff. Could potentially move the caret as well, but that's like an advanced thing. But I need those. And what I need is essentially a map of text command to offsets. Okay? Like this. And I need a mechanism. I need like some events on here. That's what I need. Do I have did they give me a lightning bolt icon by chance? Basic shapes. There it is. Cool. So this is my event over here. Let's flip that there. Let's better. All right. So this is my event. Let's give it this, do this as well. Although I'm not sure why you want to default to white text there. I'm going to change that to black. All right. So one of my events is going to be before. No, it's going to be expand. I think. Do your thing, right? Whatever that is. Execute, maybe a better one. Execute is one of my events that I need on this. Let's do this. Change shape. There we go. Make that a little bit better. All right, so there's my event. Execute. I need another event. Expansion complete. That's for the entire template.
Okay.
Okay, I need at least these two events. So it's going to have a property like what's its offset will be one of the properties of this thing. So it's going to know where it was, where it was in the file. And what we're going to do is as we see this, we're going to break this down. We're going to put this in first, note the offset, set it to the command, tell the command to execute, calling execute. Then when it's done, we're going to continue with the next segment of text, see what's happening. Then we're going to note the position wherever we are, and then we're going to set that into the next text command, and we're going to keep going. And we're going to have, at the end of this, we're going to have this list of executed commands. Maybe I'll write this down right here. And we will call expansion complete on each of them, something like that, or fire that event.
So to put this in context for people who've maybe not looked at systems like this before, your text command objects are essentially, well, we might have called them string providers before, but functions string, if you like. So they are capable of returning text that they generate.
Yes,
and that will get inserted into the parent object, in this case, your template.
they are capable. You know what I actually want to do? I want to store more. There's more. There's another property I just thought of. This is actually very cool. This is actually something CodeRush does not do. But I'm going to store the before caret offset. So before we call it, and the after caret offset. And then it can use that to calculate, like, for example, the length of, by the way, this sound, that means I've hit my caps lock, engaged it, that means I've turned it off.
I like that.
I don't remember how I got this. I think it's a Windows thing. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever.
It's a little alarm. You just
Yeah.
did something you never meant to do.
Yeah.
Please do it again to turn it off.
So now I'm gonna store both of these things and have both of these. So because a text command can insert text at the location, it can move the caret around as well. So one of the things, for example, a text command might do is it might be a marker, right? For example, where I want to put a marker here. Well, when we get to our execute, we're gonna have these two be the same before and after, right? So this is stored before I execute, and this is stored after. I could also just have the text command decide whether it wants to keep it or not, because it has full control over the execute call. So anyway, that's stored, and then when expansion is complete, then I can go back and drop a marker at that location.
Yes.
Right? And all of that should work as long as I don't have any commands that do this. Move left past stuff we've already done, and now insert or delete. Because now that's going to, that may impact. You know what we do in CodeRush? We actually just solve that in CodeRush. We can actually fix that as well. Okay, so here's what we're going to need. This is kind of exciting a little bit, if we get all this right. So template engine. We need one way to add text. Add text, and we need one access point to remove text. If we have those two, then if there are any markers that are outside of this, right, then those things can move as well, which means we need markers. Also a basic feature of CodeRush. So we need markers. We need, in other words, it doesn't have to be visual right now, but it basically stores the offset and adjusts automatically in response to edits. Okay. Now, if we're not going to show markers and only use them in the template engine, then these two mechanisms here to add and remove text, that it's just a simple math. We're just going to take that offset, and depending on where what the range is that we're adding or removing, we'll update that marker position. And I think what's likely to happen is we're going to kind of get a crude kind of working version of this, and it might have some bugs. That's kind of what I think we're going to get, is my sense, because it's like one of the tricks on removing, if I have a marker here and my selection looks like this, I have to intelligently realize that I've either removed the marker or moved the marker over here to the beginning, like that. In other words, which means the marker moves from here to the beginning. There's some complex math in the remove, or at least maybe not complex, but there's some edge cases. Edge cases here we need to watch out for, like deleting markers in a range. Okay, so we're kind of like, you can see the spec is going like this. Let's try to get a handle on this so we can have some code written as quickly as we can to get some of these things here. I called these events, but I think these are just going to be methods that we're going to call out here. I'll probably create an interface for this, and I think I'm going to build that now. We're running. I'm going to kill the app so we can write some new code and create some things. Let's see here. I am consider moving the templating engine out to another project. What's the pain in that? I think we may actually be okay to do this now. Let's find out how painful that is, shall we, Rory?
Sure.
Rory's like, whatever, Mark, you just do your thing.
Janiska 7, where are you? We need your help.
Hey, Janiska.
Yeah, we need your help, Janiska. You better help us. Thank goodness he's here.
I am.
All right, so we want to have a we want to add a class library here, and next, and we're going to call this the template engine, I think.
I remember the last time you tried to add a project to this solution.
That
There
thing
was a
didn't go
create
well.
button that wouldn't allow itself to be pressed under any circumstances.
Oh my gosh, are we back here again? You're right, we did have that. What is
this
going
is
on?
insane.
All right, fine. Fine.
Not the level of pain you were thinking of when you said, what level of difficulty would this be?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I wonder if it's because I brought it up. Is it because I brought it up when I... I don't remember what we did about this.
I have a feeling, because I wasn't here when you solved
Oh,
it, but I remember
I
you
know
saying
how we
something
did
like
it.
you made a new project and just calculated where it should go and then included it after the fact.
That's exactly what I did. That's like a little stunning to me that we're still having this problem. I don't understand that at all.
I've been unable to duplicate it in any other solution I've looked at since.
And this is the newer version of Visual Studio 2. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what? All right, fine. We're going to keep it in here. We'll keep it in here for now. Oops, Google Sheets was open. Let's close that down. Close that down. Okay, fine. So let's work on the interface. So I'm going to call this iText command, I suppose, like this. iText command is going to have a method called execute, and it's going to have another method called expansion complete. And is that all we need? I think it is. Well, no, it's going to have a property called name. Because we need to be able to say, what are you? That's going to determine what is here. In the future, we could also add parameters to this, but I think I'm just going to keep this here. So there's iText command. You know what I'm going to do? I'm at the very least going to create a folder, put everything in here. So let's do that. Add new folder. Template engine. There we go. Now I feel better about the stuff we're going to do. So let's take that iText command. There it is right there. Code completion data. Template engine. At least those three are in there. Let's go take those, move those up here. Okay, good. Those are there. So there's my iText command. Let's create a descendant of this called the caret. No. A base class that's going to be position saver command. That's going to implement iText command, and so we need a name. That we need a method called execute. You know what? Let's just do this. Let's come up here, implement it. Okay, there's my execute. Now what I want to do is I want to do that. And I'm going to make that virtual there so somebody can descend from it. And I'm going to make this one. Now I'm going to create a new method in here called do execute, I guess. And that one's going to be virtual. So method do execute. It's going to be public virtual void. There's a do execute. These are going to be virtual as well. Let's copy that to the clipboard. Selection increase here. Duplicate that like that, and duplicate one more time and call it after execute. All right. So now we have those pieces. We have before execute, after. I'm going to make this protected and make this protected as well. And I think I'll make that protected. Okay. So expansion complete. There. Now, all I want to do is in my before execute and after execute is I want to store the position.
Yep.
These things are going to be, here's the thing, we're kind of building this for the Avalon editor. I could build a layer of abstraction between this and the Avalon editor, but it would take some time to do. In fact, it might take about the same amount of time as it would take later to refactor it if we ever wanted to replace it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not going to do it. In other words, I think I'm going to actually pass in the Avalon editor is what I think I'm going to do. So what that means is my execute needs to, we need to change iText command so it takes in that Avalon editor. Avalon editor. It's in IC sharp code. Is that right? Avalon edit. That's what I think it is. There we go. Edit dot.
I have to remember the text editor. There we go. I was going to say, I thought the word editor was there rather than edit, but yeah, one's a namespace, the other's the actual object.
Yeah, there it is right there. All right, so let's come in here. Remove type qualifier. Let's change the execute in the ancestor class. Right there, can we jump to it? Here, parent type. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Try one more time. Jump to. Yeah, it's not seeing it. I think it's because we changed it. It's not seeing the connection because it doesn't match the signature. So we'll just jump in here. We'll pass that in there. And I think we also need similarly that in expansion complete. Okay. All right, expansion complete. We're going to need that right here. And we're going to need to do the same thing all the way across the board here. So text editor, text editor, text editor.
Here's a
And
question mark. Why would we not pass it in the constructor and then just have it be a part of the thing there rather than each and every time we execute a method? Do we need it for those methods?
That's a good idea. Let me just double check to make sure we're okay on that. Yeah, we are okay with that. You're absolutely right. Let's do it that way.
Usually it's a matter of whether said thing you want to pass in is a kind of ubiquitous thing that you will always need. If it is, a constructor is a decent place to put it. If not, then again, yes, individually for methods that do use them.
All right, I'm about to bind my num3 key to a new feature. And what I want is declare property with initializer. That's what I want to bind it to. So
Okay.
we're going to do that here. So my num1 key is declare local. My num2 key is what's my num2 key? It's declare method. It's interesting. All my declare keys are coming across here.
Yep.
In terms of most used. So
Build
declare
be my
method.
thing.
Yeah, and number 3 is going to be declare property. So that's what we're going to add right now. So let's do it. Shortcuts.
And interestingly, the main reason for doing this is speed.
Yes.
Two types of speed. The first is as a result of, because you're declaring the exact thing you want, you're not asking the menu system to go find other things that could be used.
Yep.
Right? There's no search facility built in here. And the second thing, of course, is that because you're not asking for that menu to be built, you don't have to look through that menu to find the thing that you want.
Yes. That
So
is
there's
correct.
two forms of speed there.
Let's bring up the catalog here. Code actions. There's a declare property with initializer right there. That's it.
Yes.
By the way, I asked the devs for a right-click menu here to just copy the name, so I don't have to type this in, but that doesn't exist yet. Declare property with initializer. That's what we're going to type in. Let's go back to shortcuts. Initializer, declare property with initializer, click OK, and now hit F3. I mean, not F3. There you go. Good. I like it.
Nice.
Much faster. Okay, so there's my text editor. Now we're killing all of these. Back up here. Yeah. I like it better, Rory. It's funny, when I was kind of like, wait, expansion complete, we don't need this. When I started it, I was like, yeah, pass it to each one. It felt safer, but I didn't really ask the question. All right, move type to file. Okay, so this is my position saver command. And so what it's going to do is it's going to come in here before execute. And it's going to say, really? You're going to make me type all of this in to get the lowercase one? Which, oh, no, wait, it's uppercase. That's why. Okay, got it. That was my fault. Okay, so it's equal to caret text editor dot, I think text area is where we got the selections, dot caret dot offset. Okay? Let's create an after caret offset.
So Mark, I'm sure this is something I should know, because I kind of always feel that way when I ask a question like this. What's the piece of UI in the upper right-hand corner of your editor?
This is new, and this is Visual Studio's new search.
Oh, okay.
So if I hit Control F, it shows up right up here. Oh, it's slightly different though. Maybe I'm wrong.
Different.
I actually don't know. That's what I assumed it was. You know what? I just had made that conclusion. That's what it looked like to me, but I don't know what just happened.
In fairness, I wondered whether it was a new piece of code rush functionality that was being sort of shown, but...
If it is, it's secret. No, not even I know about it. All right.
Anyone in the chat room?
All right.
Okay.
So there's my position saver command. Now I want to create a descendant of this, which is going to be my caret command, like that. Okay, and the caret command is going to take the text editor, send it out to the base. Like that. And it's only going to override, it's not going to do anything on the execute, but on expansion complete, that's what's going to override. and it's going to move the caret to the right position. All right. So now we're going to say text editor. Go to all.
Okay.
Coding Girl is with us today. What? Control G?
Control comma, I think.
Oh, you're right. Go to all. There it is.
Can't think where they got the idea to do that from.
That's not good. I don't know. It's weird. My focus went from here back down. And I don't even, it like jumped files. Where did it take me? To static command. That was weird. I wonder if there's see if I can duplicate that. So I guess I clicked up here and I typed in command. Is that what I did? And then I started typing in.
It's already moved at the very first time it found something that matched. I saw the file change.
Yeah, what I don't get is why focus went into the editor. What I believe I saw, hold on, it's 11 o'clock on my clock. I'm going to go look back at the video on this. There may be a bug there that we want to go look at. Okay.
That clock I have stopped, Mark.
Oh, man.
I make it 1/4 the hour, 17 minutes past the hour.
All right, let's do this. This will mark the time. Check for a DS bug here. Devs can ignore for now. All right. Okay, that'll mark the time. I can go take a look at that. Okay, expansion complete. Text area dot caret dot offset. It's got a getter and setter. I'm going to set that equal to the after caret offset. And that's my caret command. Oh, I gotta do the name. That's what I need. Let's make this one virtual right here. Or maybe abstract. Like that. And let's make this an abstract class. Like that. How's that? That's better. Now, down here, I have to override this and set it equal to caret. Okay? All right, there's my engine change. New type to file. There's my caret command. Next, I need to use reflection to get all these and bring these in. I'm basically looking for everything that implements an iText command that is not an abstract class. Okay?
Yes.
So we need to do that on startup. Where's my template engine? My template engine is here. So we need to start loading up the text commands from here. Where's my, do I have a, I think I want a static constructor here. We're just call load text commands, like that. We have this. Let's go see how we're loading up. I think we're doing it in the expressions engine. I want to see how I just want to look at the code down there. D&D core, expressions. Core.
By now, there's bound to be a fair few places, in fact, while we're reflecting over things.
Right. I would agree with you, but I think is it types? There it is right there. That's what we're looking for. Code like that. Okay, it's got to be class. Let's see, add text command. And I'm not going to create an instance on it, but I am going to get the name and store it, save it. And later we can use the activator create instance to, let me undo this for a second. Just comment that out there so we've got that code nearby. Okay, so we'll do this. And now we're gonna say, we'll create a static new list of strings here. And this is gonna be, look who's with us. Hey. Don't fly so low, Michael Jolly.
Michael
It's dangerous for
Jolly.
your health. Hey, you want to
He's
see
in
this
the
cool thing? This
house.
comes from my. Don't. Oh, Jesus. I was just showing you, Michael. You're always just flying too low. Fred's looking disapprovingly at this red squiggle. Is this Mark's show? No. I don't think this is polite at this point. Pudding, it's not polite. Pudding would feel really nice with that taco. How you doing, Pudding? Glad you're here, buddy. Glad you're here, bald bearded builder. Is that your oversized toothbrush? Why, as a matter of fact, it is. To brush my oversized teeth. Like that. There it is. Triple B is here. Pudding's
Welcome,
here.
everybody.
Wicked
Good
Blue
to see
Ninja
you.
was here earlier. Is Wicked Blue Ninja still with us? Wicked Blue Ninja leave.
Maybe.
Who's out there? Mrs. Smoofy's with us. Wanadza is with us. Lurks. Shouldn't have revealed that. Disaster Puppets is out there. Hey, Disaster Puppets. Good to see you. Coding Gorilla. All right. Roy's in the house as well. How are you doing, Roy?
I'm doing fine.
I said Mrs. Smoofy. I meant Mr. Smoofy. I think I read that wrong completely. So we're going to call this, these are the text commands. We'll call this text commands. We're building a templating engine, kids, for in WPF. A template expansion into sophisticated code expansion is what we're doing because we want to build an editor a little bit like CodeRush, but inside WPF, so we can edit C# scripts quickly and fast. That's what we're trying to do. So
it's kind of funny. About 10 years ago, I had the privilege of sitting in a talk by Mr. John Skeet, who is famed for C# knowledge and things related, as he sat for 60 minutes and re-implemented Link as we watched.
do you like
Now,
it?
I get to sit here and watch Mark use CodeRush to build CodeRush again.
Inside of WPF.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's funny. Like there's a, right? It's like when I was describing building the new machine, right? What do I do first? I have to install keyboard first. Then I have to bring down Chrome. Then I have to do Dropbox, right? So things start working and the new machine is installing itself. The similar things happen when I move to a new editing environment. I have to build the templating engine first. That's like one of the first things I have to do. So yeah, we're getting some pretty cool progress made here. So these are my text commands. So I'm just going to say text command.add name like that. And I think we're done there. Next, now we need to go to the templating engine and figure out expand template. So now we've got some tricky stuff because our old expand template was very, very specific about how it would work. Let's see. It's here. This is the kind of very specific thing. What we want to do is set of this. Instead of looking for caret, which is, just to be clear, caret is defined as this. What I really want to do here, that's Visual Studio. What I really want to do is I want to say text command delimiter begin. And by the way, if you're wondering, yes, in CodeRush, this line of code is pretty much straight from CodeRush right here. That is the same name, and end is
Hey,
here.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you go, like that. The text command delimiter begin and to end. Those are the names of those pieces. Charge neons out there. Modern application being written in WPF. I've been trying to get grips with MVVM and WPF. I'm not. I'm going to say I'm an amateur MVVM guy. Amateur. So I'm not going to help you. Won't be able to help you charge neon on that. But I'm an expert at UI design. I'm an expert at how to make things super fast and productive, which is what we're looking at. We're making the editor. We're building a script editor for WPF for C#. And I'm going to make it really fast and well designed. So architecturally, I'm not bad, but the MVVM stuff, I don't have a lot of experience on. I'm kind of an amateur on that. All right, so we've got text command delimiter begin, and we've got an end one. So now what we need to do, now we kind of have to answer the question, are we going to support embedding? And in CodeRush, we do support embedding. You cannot embed a text command in a text command, but you can embed a string provider, one or more string providers, and use those as parameters in a text command in CodeRush. In CodeRush, I don't think we're going to support this yet, and if we do support it, I'm going to use a different delimiter for string providers, so that we are going to have. So the text command is going to start with that character and end with that character. That's what I'm looking for right there.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to go find all of those and break them up in our expansion. So our expansion is the string. I'm thinking of a cheap way to do it with a little bit of code.
To grab all of the text commands
Yes.
from within a string. That
Yeah.
feels like a regular expression.
Okay. I got a cheap way to do it.
You got a cheap way. Let's use the cheap way.
I'm gonna do.
I like cheap.
I'm gonna do this. So I am going to. Oh shoot! Don't do that, Mark. Hold on. Let me go back. I have to train myself. Wait. One there doesn't do an introduce local. What about one here? Come on. Why not? Is it because we don't have our introduce local? This is Visual Studio's.
Oh, interesting.
Oh no. Now I'm going to talk to the devs about that. Let me write that down. Where's my notes to the devs? Okay. All right, that's gonna make me sad if we can't get that anymore. By the way, with I don't know if this is because of coronavirus or what, but our mechanic is making house calls. Our mechanic's working on our car right now, right outside there. So we're gonna call this the segments. Like this. What do we need in here? We need a it's a params of char. It's string. Let's make it a char. Okay. Okay, so these are my segments. So I'm grabbing only off the begin. Okay. Then I think I want to do something like this. I think I want to say add segments. Like that. So it's just going to divide those. So if there's any begin text command parameters, delimiters, we're going to chop the line in half right at that space right there. How you doing, gorgeous?
I'm great.
You just walking in to say hi?
No, I'm walking in because,
Sometimes other people do work.
How you doing?
Who are those other people? I'm
What's
doing
going
good.
on? Do you need help?
Yeah, I do need help. I'm trying to figure out what to do here with this method.
It's a mess.
It looks kind of big, doesn't it? Should I refactor it?
No, I like it unfactored. I
Uh,
like this messy. I like lots of holes in the code.
Yeah, what I'm mainly confused, hold on, Charge Neon, I missed something in here. What I'm mainly confused about is the relationship between user controls. I'm expecting much more of an Angular 2 plus experience, obviously. I shouldn't directly expect that, but some semblance of what I'm used to from web dev would be nice. Got it. Coding Girl is out there with Angular's more MVC. MVVM is different. The true star of the show has arrived.
Hey, have you told everybody that we are on tonight?
I have. I've let everybody know. Everybody, in case we have a special time now for
It's not special.
just tonight, it is.
Oh, shoot.
Special different time. It's
Wait.
at 11 p.m. Eastern tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific time tonight.
But normally it's going to be...
It's going to start at the regular time, which is 2 hours earlier than that.
Nope.
Yep.
Isn't it 1 hour earlier than that?
Nope.
That it
Normally starts 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
I just changed all our medias because I thought this was the new time.
This is not the new time.
Somebody is not very communicative.
This
It's
is,
you.
I just want to point out that you walk in and you're like, some people are doing work. Ha ha.
That's not me. Some people are, though. I bet some of you
Okay.
are.
So check
People
that.
are about to do more.
Check the Google Calendar. Everything should be right on the Google Calendar.
I don't
She doesn't
check
like me.
calendars.
She doesn't
I'm
like
too
me.
pretty to check
I know
calendars.
you are, but you're going to have to do it. You haven't said you're going to attend a single meeting, by the way. You should go do that.
And yet, who is here every time?
You are. You are. All right, so I'm going to call add segments. I think I'm going to make these be something owned by the template engine instance.
Sure.
That's what I'm going to do. And then for each segment, I'm going to create something called a segment up here. And we're going to deal with that and expand that. So expansion segment. That's what I think I'm going to call this. Like this. It's going to have some text. I hope I'm not losing people. I'm barely able to hold on to all this, by the way. And it's going to have a potentially a text command at the beginning of it that it will be executed before it goes. And then it's going to have a method called expand, like that. And expand is going to check to see if this is not null. And by the way, we need in here VS the segment stir is coming in. And now here, I want to do a split here as well. And I want to do a split on template engine dot, and guess what? Those need to be static. These two need to be static here.
They also need to be character limited at the end, single quotes.
Thanks, Rory. I was just looking at this, like, what's going on? Like, I just didn't understand what was happening here. All right, so let's do
I
public.
believe constants are static anyway, though, aren't they?
Yeah, it just needed to be public. Let's see what's going on with that now. How are we doing now? There we go. So we're going to split on the end, right there. Really? Oh yeah, no. CodeRush works there. Here's the problem. So if we have declare local, but Visual Studio doesn't, the key works. See it? Or it
Right.
doesn't matter if they have it or not. But if we have it, it works. But if we don't, it does not. How did we not have it that one time? Maybe it was our bug.
Is it possible the internal name of theirs is not the same?
No,
Also
I don't
can't
think
be
that's
it.
the problem. I'm going to have to find it. The next time it happens, I'm going to have to just report it. That's what I'm going to do. So these are going to be like this. Segment stirs is what I'll call this. Segment stirs. And now I want to check to see what the count on these are. If I guess I'll do a couple things here. If it's null, then we're out. Actually, I think I have a if null or white space. Whoops. INWR for if null or white space in return. That's what I have. Okay. So down here, I want to say, hey, if the length equals 1, if there's only 1, well, we have to figure it out. We have to figure out if it existed or not. Is that right? What would happen
So you
if there's
start-
one at the end? I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
I think what I have to do is I have to say if segment_stir dot contains like this template engine dot text command delimiter end. If it contains that, then we're going to say our text command is equal to segment stirs of 0. Like that. Else, our text is equal to that. Let's rename this just to command. Oops, hit the F1 key, excuse me. All right, so there we've got, there's our expansion segment. It's got text and it's got command. So there's the constructor. It's going to grab these two. If it's 1, it's that. Otherwise, it's going to be 2 based on, what we're dealing with here. So that means that our command is going to be the first thing and our text is going to be the second thing. And then down here, it's going to be exception time. Expecting only 2 segment strings. Like that. Live coding. Live coding's out there helping. I love it. Live coding. Thank you. Especially user controls. Probably something I'll have to figure out the hard way. A me problem. I don't like that charge, Neon. For solving problems the hard way, I do not like that. Event aggregators, what they've called them. My WPF knowledge ends abruptly in 2012 when I switch projects. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean about semantics between user controls. If you want to talk about user controls talking to each other, it can be essentially any mechanism you want in there. As far as communicating, because they're just objects. Disaster puppets. Wait. Codebase alpha. What are my notices coming here? I'm hearing notice notification sounds. There we go. Magical Mug has followed. Thanks for that follow. ArcCX has followed 8 minutes ago. And Rudix has followed 42 minutes ago. Thanks for those follows, kids. Glad to have you with us here. Look at this. I'm becoming a professional in Aurora. I've got like 1,371 followers out there.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. Not bad. Of course, yesterday we were geniuses. Do you remember that?
Two.
I got a
That
new
brief shining moment.
I got a new fanfare for when we're geniuses. We can play that. All right, so we're looking at this, breaking it in. There's the piece right there. Now in the expand, we want to do 2 things. We want to execute the text command first. So we're going to say execute. No, I'm going to do this. Say text command engine dot execute. If I can spell it, which I apparently can't, command. All right. Then we're going to say, expansion segment, guess what it's going to need? It's going to need a text editor. Like that. And I've created a new num3 key for this that just does that immediately. Look at how fast that is. I love that. Is voice behind the scene Rory Becker? It is. Rory B.
It is me.
That's right. That's the voice behind the scene. All right. So now we need a text command engine. We're getting here. This is going to be a static class. And it's going to have this method execute. Probably faster to click here and hit my num2 key and jump. There it is right there. There's the declaration of execute. That's what I want, Rory. I want to think it and I want it to come out. I'm like,
Yep.
and I want it to be faster. I want everything faster. I'm like, come on, we can get it faster.
Is that a DX helmet reference there?
Yeah, a little bit, isn't it? Okay, so here's my execution. There's my command. I want to get out of here. This is another one of these, by the way, what, 40 minute plus code sessions without doing any, without any testing, right? Not my favorite necessarily. All right, so if we're null or white space, we're going to get out. Otherwise, we're going to go find that activator dot create instance on it. The command is going to be the type name. Hold on, we have a problem here. The text command I need the full name here. I need this to be a dictionary. It's going to be faster if I do this. Hold on. Let's just copy this clipboard, delete this line. I want a new, that was static, is that right? Yeah, it was. So I want a new uppercase letters in the templates give me static. So I'm going to say a new dictionary of strings, index strings. Like that. That's what I want. And we call those text commands. Then in here, full type name, like that. Full name. All right. Text commands. Well, it's gonna. Can I do an add like that? Key value. Okay. I'm gonna make this public. Okay, so now what I want to do is check to see, hey, if text commands dot, sorry, what is it? Template engine, right? Is that what it is? Template engine dot text commands dot contains key of command. Then I want to create an instance . Do I need the type? Assembly name, type name. Or maybe, no, there's one that eventually gets the full type name as a string. Or not. Did I cycle through them all? I'm seeing things that say assembly name, type name. I think I want to save the type rather than the, let's do that instead. Sorry. So this is going to be string index types. Right there. Nothing in spam. Could it be resent?
Mr. Smoothy was one of those who won a CodeRush license a few days back, and he's just double checking has it been sent out. Now, to our knowledge, it had, but I will chase that up shortly.
Okay.
Just to double check, get
All
it
right.
resent if necessary.
Cool. Okay, so now we're going to change this to a type. That. Pass in the type. I also want to see if the type is not abstract, if the type is not a class continue, or if the type is abstract. Do I have an is abstract out here? There it is. That's what I want. Let's use coders to combine those two conditionals together like that. So if it's not a class or if it's abstract, continue. All right. Otherwise, we're adding the text command in. There it is right there. Now we're checking to see if it contains the key. If it is, we're going to then call create instance on it. and passing in the type. And the end result of that is going to be a text command like that. And I assume that's going to be it's a flat mat conditional. Get out of there. So we now are going to get here. Now at this point, we can come down here and we can say execute, and we can say call execute on it like that. Oh shoot! Guess what, Rory?
What's that?
Activator.create instance is looking for a constructor that takes no parameters.
Of course it is, and we changed that. Oh dear.
All right. Text editor. All right, that's all right. We'll get it back. Isn't that kind of funny? Here, I'm going to use tab to next reference here to get to it before I change it at the main calling site there. Position saver command. Let's go back up in here. Do the same thing here. Yeah, this is not going to work anymore. Sorry, kids. Sorry, kids. Sorry, kids. Yep. But now we've got this, and we've got this, and we've got this, and we have down here after execute and expansion complete. Next, that. And now we're going to do this. Okay, that's good. What did we miss? iText command. Oh, there's one piece up here in iText command. It's this right here. Okay, so now we have our constructor. We created an instance of it successfully. Now we have to pass in, though, that parameter. Okay, there's that. There's that. Now we need to do the same thing down here. Expansion segment, though, it looks like it can use its property that it's already got in here. That looks like that's being set and established on here in the constructor, which I'm not seeing. We haven't done that yet, so we got to go look at that constructor. All right, let's take this. We're about an hour and 15 minutes, it feels like, in terms of code we've written without a test yet.
Yep.
I've got that feeling like, well, you know what? There's a chance all this is going to work, right? What are the chances that everything works? There's expansion segment. Yeah, it's tricky to hold all this together, right, in our heads while we do this.
It is, because there's things that build on things that build on things, and now they're all relatively small things, but there's a fair few of them.
Yeah. Okay, so caret command is not going to do, it's just going to do this, like that. This is going to say text editor, right there. Okay, good. Got to leave, Rory?
Yeah, I kind of do. Which is a shame, because this is exactly the kind of stuff I love being involved with. It's as I said, it's a lot of small pieces that fit together really well to produce something really good. I mean, it's like the definition that Lego works from, right?
Rory is an expert at saying goodbye, kids. Have you noticed how he makes you feel special every time he leaves? Here's me.
It's not me making you feel special.
Pew!
Mark. You are truly special.
That's what I leave. That's what happens when I leave a party. It's like there's just smoke and gone. I don't say goodbye to anybody, anything like that. Anyway, don't worry about us. We're not going to party or anything while you're gone. All right, he's gone. Mark Miller School of Dancing. What, are you still here? Still here? That happens every time you leave, Rory. I don't know why.
Stunned.
I don't know. I don't know why you. I don't know what happened. I don't know what just happened. Please like. Oh my God. Yeah, that happens every time you leave, Rory. The party starts. We're just everybody's dancing. But
Just so happy to see me go.
see, unlike Rory, who makes you feel special, I kind of make you feel like not so special, I suppose, by telling you about the party that happens when you leave. I'm sorry, Rory. I'll try to be a better person.
Fair enough.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Well, in any case, we'll see you tomorrow.
All
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
buddy. Thanks so much.
See you then.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much to Roy. Roy is awesome. Awesome. Okay, here we go. We're about to test this, see if this works. Caret command is there. Caret command is going to be a descendant. Its name is going to be, okay, here, the name, I'm doing two things. I'm not using the, I think I want to change this. I want to change the architecture because I can't get to this without creating an instance of it. And I don't want to call it caret command. I could see if the word command is on it at the end and remove it to just find the word caret and then realize, okay, that matches up to the word caret inside of there. But I don't necessarily like that either. I think what I really want to do is delete name, remove that, and instead use an attribute at the top. So let's create a new attribute. We're going to call this the text command name attribute. And that's going to descend from attribute. It's going to have a string in here that's going to be the name. And I'm going to hit my num3 key. And that, just got to hit enter. There we go. And it's added those pieces up there. Okay, cool. There's my text command name attribute. Then I want to take this, let's move this to its own file. Let's make sure that these are all these files are showing up in our template expansion engine, which is up here. Nice, we're building it up here. That's good. Okay. And now I'll come back to where we were. Let's set the attribute on it. Text command name, and we're going to call this caret. So we're going to kill this. We're going to go to itext command, and we're going to kill the name here. And we're going to kill this here in the ancestor class. Okay? So we've got an implementation of our position saver command. Our caret is a descendant of that. And it's going to be able to use and do something with that saved position, saved caret offset afterwards. And use that and actually move the caret in the right place. That's what we're hoping will happen. So now we need to get the name. We need to get this attribute. So let's go do that. I think that's in our template expansion engine. Where is that? Template engine. Okay. So here, instead of type.name, I want to, let's add block delimiters here. And I want to say type dot get custom attribute of text command name. Whoops, let's hit 1 right there. And this is going to be my, oh, I have to spell it out, don't I? There it is right there. All right, so now hit my num1 key to declare it. And if, then let's throw another exception. And we're going to say must include a text command name attribute. Itext command implementers. specify the type name right here. Come on. Should not get my hands on the fingers. All right. Implementer must include the attribute. So there's our exception. Otherwise, we're going to come down here and we're going to say custom attribute dot, and I think it's just name, right? There it is right there. So that's going to help bind us the caret. I think, are we ready to run? We didn't do the, we need to fix this part right here. So we need to get all this, we need to, I've got add segment. So here's where we kind of started this work, I think. Are we calling this or not? We are. Yeah, so this code I want to comment out. This code I think I want to comment out too. But I do think I want to do, hold on. Okay, so I want to do this. Index minus template length. That's my new insertion point after the delete. All right, let me comment this out and this out all the way here. I'm going to comment all of that out. What am I doing with final insertion point offset? Oh, it's right here. There's some tricky stuff going on up in here to get all that correct. But I think at the very least, I need to do this. I need to start by saying text box text is equal to remove, where's my insertion point calculated? There. So this part is still true. I need to remove the text of the template so far. Then I need to So I need to do this at the very least. That removes it. I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start right here. So this is going to be, I cannot extract that method. What's wrong with my code? I don't understand why extract method isn't available to me. I'm not seeing extract method anywhere in here. All right, let's put a comment here for now. We'll come back to extract method in a bit. Okay, so step one is we're going to be deleting that. Let's set a breakpoint here. I'm not going to process the segments. We're just going to check to see if that is the deletion works. That'll be the first thing we check. And that the caret is in the right spot after the deletion. That's the first thing we're going to do. All right, so that compiled, initialize player data. Okay, player data has been initialized. All right, so we have one template, /M, and if we expand it, that was not what I expected it to do. I was expecting it to just get to here. Why did it expand it? We didn't even get to the breakpoint. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Text box. Ugh. Okay. All right. I have that old one right there. Here's where I want to be. Let's try again. Okay. So let's take all of this that I did. Restore that to what it was. Then come back down over here and essentially do the same thing. Come in here, comment all of this code out. Here's my delete template. So if we run it now, wait, what's going on? Text box. Oh, caret index. Yeah, it's funny. Those did look odd to me. Caret index is here. It's going to be right. That is the same code. This is what I'm looking for here. Like that. Okay, that's what I think we're looking for. So let's run it and see what happens now. Okay, good. So /M and then space. So we're not doing any expansion yet. Clear that breakpoint. There we go, one more time. /M space kills it and removes everything. Good. Next, let's look at if as well. If space kills it and deletes it. So we know that delete template works. Okay, next we've added the segments. Well, we haven't actually done anything with the segments yet. So we need to do that. So let's set a breakpoint in here. And we'll do it again. We'll do if, because that's a little more complex. And we have two here. We have one that starts it out and the other, which is here. So let's look at that. Let's, do I have an add segment call? No, I got the new segment is what I have. All right. New expansion segment, whoops. That's what we're looking for. Segment string. We call split on split. Sorry about this. I'll rename it. I'm sorry, wait, I'm not going to do that split. I want a for each on this. Shoot, I don't have the property here, do I? I'm gonna have to stop it and restart it, add segments. And we're not, are we calling this? Okay. think we need a Roy is gone command for that party fanfare. I agree. I'm thinking about that and do that again. Set that up. We'll set that up for tomorrow. All right, so we're going to add that in the expansion segments there. All right, so, and then after adding segments, I think we want a separate command that just simply says process the segments. All right. So that's done.
Who's in the house?
Systems in the house. So now we're going to say for each expansion segment in there, then we're saying expansion segment dot expand. And we're going to, are we going to give it the text editor? What's happening here? Nope, the text editor, we've given it when we created it. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. So process segments is there. Maybe call it expand segments. Okay. Next. I feel like we missed one thing here. Text command. Okay, yeah, we missed something here. So we're going to execute the text command, and then we are going to, hold on, let's look at this again. Yeah, if we find it, we're going to create it, call it, execute it. I'm going to change this up. Okay. So now expand command is going to return true. So now what I want to do is this. If expansion segment dot expand command, then I want to say commands expanded this commands expanded dot add command. I want to store the command. I want to get the command. Okay, this is going to be a new list of strings right there, and I'm going to clear it here. Okay, now we're going to expand them all, and then after we're done, so we have to do two things. If expansion segment.expand command, then we are adding it. Then we wanted to call expand text on it. That's the next thing we have to do. So if it's got any text to add, it's going to add that text. And I think that's going to look like this. Text editor. Text editor dot text equals text editor dot text dot. Do I have an insert? Add a caret offset. The value is going to be the text we're going to put in there. And then we're going to say text editor dot caret offset equals plus equals text dot length. I think that's what it's going to look like. Let's start running that. Yeah, there's a party fanfare, Jesse. Get this working, I'll play it. Initializing player data. All right, we're up. All right, so forward slash, I don't know, let's try forward slash M. That's simple. All right. That's it. We're adding it. There's our new segment. And now we're going to expand segments. That should be false. Now we're in expand text. Text here is mark was here. Here's my caret offset. And caret offset is, whoa, it's 0. Oh. Okay. We need to change this. Caret offset is reset when this goes to 0 when we assign text to it. So we want to execute this line of code instead. 257, let's see how that worked. That worked, carets at the end. Nice. Let's try if. Here it's broken it up into two places because it's got the command caret. It sees it right there. Let's go in and look at the new expansion segment right there. It's coming in here. Not this one. I'm going to shift F11 to get out. It's the next one that I'm interested in. That one. So now I'm looking at to divide into two pieces here. Here we go. So the command is equal to caret and the text is equal to that. Perfect. Okay. So that's as we want it to be. Add segments looks good. Let's look at expand segments for it. There's two segments in here. One of them is the first one, which is the if. We expect that one to work normally. That expand text is going to change the caret offset to be past it. There it is right there, 242. This is all going to work. It's going to be awesome if it does. Uh-oh. Why didn't we get the command? Expand command returned false. Let's come back over here and see what's wrong here. Set next statement. Go into execute. Text commands. Text commands has nothing in it. Oh, we never got here. Oh, here's my problem. We're gonna have to restart. I was grabbing the assembly where expressions is in, is what I really wanted to do is grab the assembly that owns the template engine. That's what I want to do. I'm pretty sure that's my problem. Let's run it again. All right, initializing player data. I think so, yeah, check us out tomorrow. I think we're going to have a faster machine here tomorrow. Okay, one more time. We're looking for if. Load text commands. All right, let's clear the breakpoint here and set a breakpoint there and run. Whoa! Is it because the base type is my problem? Let's come back up here again. Oh, thanks so much, Jetsam. Let's try this again here. Let's do this. Set up a condition here. Type dot name dot contains command. Okay, run. Inspecting the state of an object in the debuggy of type system.type is not supported in this context. Really? Okay. Well, let's see how far we have to go to wait, now what's going on? Set next statement. Hold on. Let's come back to the top. It's just taking me right out of here. It's like it's not able to get anything from here anymore. Let's try one more time. So what is my problem? I think my problem is here. Hey, how you doing?
Did you have any money on you?
I do.
I need $20.
Then I have to reach into my magic pockets.
Oh, I didn't know you had magic pockets.
I do.
Hey, I have my own money. Look, this is all my money.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you just took all of it.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I wanted to do a search. Reflection. Type implements interface. Got any money on you? Work for Sex Positive, Jetson's asking.
Okay. You know what? I just had like $400 in my pocket, and then I just asked you for 20. So in fairness, it's like I'm giving you.
Okay, is it wrong to make it rain right here on you?
No, it's never wrong to make it rain on me.
Good. Okay, cool. Glad. What's going on? This is like my credit card sticking out of my wallet. Did you do this, or I guess I did that, didn't I?
Oh yeah, I guess you did. Oh my.
All right.
Don't all write me.
Go get your work done.
Don't
Go do your work.
Don't all write me. I heard that all right.
Uh-oh.
That was not
It's trouble.
nice.
Hey, I'm doing a show.
I'm doing a show.
You can't
It's my
like
show now. I am the show.
Pudding's here too, I think. Yeah, Pudding's here. And it's Pudding's show. All right. Cool. All right, let's see. Different type of interface. This is what I'm looking for.
This is so boring. Why don't you do a show about something interesting?
Is assignable from. That's what I think I'm looking for. So I think that's my problem. Is my code. Oh, you know what? This was also pretty bad too. This code is really wrong here. So I'm really looking for if type is assignable from my text command. Like that. That's what I'm looking for right there. Okay. Start. No. Hold on. Doesn't like that. Why don't you like that? Oh, because I have this, the type of on the outside. Okay, there we go. Now let's run it. I think we have better results. Okay, if did we really get out of there? We couldn't. Okay, the assembly is the correct assembly. We're going through all the types. Do I have this reversed, maybe? Maybe that's my problem. Let's try that. Yeah, the interface needs to be first. Okay. Paying more careful attention. could have solved that sooner. Initializing player data. There it is. Data's loaded. Okay, if. All right, now we're down in here. Way better. Good, and there's caret. That's what we wanted. Cool. So now we've got caret in here. Okay, not bad, but oh, I know what's wrong. I think we're still good. We're not in bad shape. We just need to, at the end, tell all segments that we've expanded that that they've expanded. Is what we've done. So there's commands expanded. So we need one more piece in here that says I don't know, like wrap up expansion or something. And I think caret will work. What we're looking for is the caret to be right here. That's what we're looking for. One more time. Expand segments we need down here. Something that says wrap up expansion or expansion complete maybe. Expansion complete. Expansion complete is there. What we want to do is go through all the commands expanded. So for every command in command expanded do, well, we're in template engine, so we want to say commands, text commands, command. No, I don't want the type. Hold on. Let's stop this a second. We want to actually return the text command. We're going to change this. It's going to return the text command right there. Otherwise, it's going to return null. Like that. Okay, so there's my execute. Expand command is now going to return this. Are the kids making like muffins, blueberry muffins or something? Oh, wow. Holy cow. Oh, Boo did. That's interesting. That's cool. It's just not keto. All right. Here's my delete. Whoops. Let me undo that. Train me. Okay. Expanded command. Almost there. If not null, then we're going to add the expanded command. Commands expanded. It's going to be a new list of text commands. Okay, now we're down in here. Then we're going to say text command dot expansion complete. We're going to pass in the text editor. No, I got to pass it in like this. And then I think after this, we'll clear this out. I think we might have 2 calls to clear in here, but I don't mind it because we don't need it anymore. Expansion complete. It's going to need the text box in it. Yeah. Okay. So expansion complete. So it's going to call expansion complete. And that's going to get us to here in caret, where we come in and we set the caret offset to wherever we were after the text expansion. If this all works, then the cool thing about all this architecture we set up is that to create a new text command called caret is as simple as creating a class that descends from the position saver command, adding this attribute, and adding this line of code in the expansion complete. That's it, which means that we can do similar pieces like a block anchor, for example, to mark where the anchor is going to be, and then create a selection from the anchor to the caret, for example. Should be able to do that. Anything else that I want to do here? All right, let's go back. Let's work it. Let's run it. See how that works. All right, initializing player data. Okay, if. I'm just going to run it. I think it's going to work. It works. Cool. That is awesome. Here's some Costa Rican money right here. Got a monkey on this one. Got an elk over here. Maybe a deer. Not sure. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, one of the things I like about a lot of international money is they do different sizes for the bills, which is great for blind people. Right there you can see those. So smaller bills are smaller. Okay, good. So from a functional standpoint, we're no different from where we started. But from an architectural standpoint, we're in way better shape. Also, we should be able to support multiples now, multiple elements inside, so we can create template expansions that do markers, things like that. All right, so we've done this now. And we've done this. Intelligent method completion. Well, not really. No, we haven't really done this. But we've got the good caret positioning, so we're in good shape. So now check this out. That means now that when it's time, when we come in, we type in like add damage resistance, for example, we hit enter. Here, I want to put a template. I use a template to get it. And I want the template to do this and put the caret here. I want the template to essentially look like that. That's what I want it to look like, something very similar to that. So let's make that work, and that'll be like the last thing we do. Let's see, we want to go code completion data. This is now function completion data. Here's what we want to do. We want to make the call from here. Do we have access to the actual text box? Or the editor? Is it .editor? No editor? these are just the kind of internal classes that make it work, which kind of makes sense. But the problem is we need something different. So here we've got text area document replace. So I think I wanted to do this, is what I think I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Then I wanted to say, well, for a function, we know we want to actually pass in parens. So I want to go to the template expansion, the template engine, and I think I want to call expand. And I want to pass in the text, the parens, go ahead and add a semicolon for now. And then I want to pass in the caret. It's a little wordy, but let's do this. We'll build this here for now. All right, so this is going to create a command string for me based on whatever I pass in. So that's going to give me those delimiters on either side of it. And then let's do this. Let's introduce local, not available here. Do I have the selection wrong? Looks like I did. Okay. And I think we got to pass in the text area at least to it. So let's go declare that. Oh, shit. I got an insert here. Okay, so we're going to start at the caret offset. We're going to put the, oh, we actually don't want the string here. We need, hold on. We need add segments needs a text box. Expansion string gets the text box, the text editor. And in the text editor, what are we doing? We're doing assigning the text. I want to pass in the text editor here. That's what I want to do. How can I get to the text editor from the text area? No editor. Yeah, nothing there. All right, then I got to change my expansion engine. All right, so hold on, let's go back up in here. These are the 3 lines of code that are essentially working with the text box. Just an expansion complete need from the text editor. That works with the text area. Okay. Let's see where the other text editor usage is here. It's here, an expansion segment. So I need to change this code right here. Is that right? What is the type of area? Let's do this instead. Huh, I thought I declared it as that. It must have been a using that I was missing. Okay, so text area is there. And I want to kind of change this to text document. It's equal to document. All right, now let's look at wherever we're using text editor and we're going to get rid of it. So here we're going to say text area dot caret dot offset. Text area. This is going to be text document actually. I think there's an insert call on it already. It returns nothing back. And it's interesting if it moves the caret or not. I'm not sure if it does, but we're going to come in and these 2 lines of code may no longer be necessary. Insert might handle that for us automatically. Well, we kind of need to get the caret offset there, but that's what I'm going to do. So there's our expand text. So now where are we using text editor? All this is trying to get rid of text editor. Good. Nowhere else are we using it except for in the call to execute. Let's see what execute needs here. Text command dot execute. All of these, yeah, just text area. And I think we need both, to be honest. I think we need both a text editor and a text area and a text document. So let's change these. And similarly, let's change these. Okay, we are also going to need a text document. Pretty sure about that. We had access to both of those before, but now we don't. Yeah, Karen? No, you need me to be over in 12 minutes? Absolutely. I'll be over in 12 minutes. Okay, and then expansion complete. All right. Okay. Well, let me undo both of those. I think there's a code roach thing that can just add them all. Import missing namespaces. There. Oh, but just for this one, it doesn't get them all. Okay. All right. All right, so now what are we doing with text editor? Okay. Killing text editor now. We don't need that anymore. And we're going to extend, instead, when we declare a new expansion segment, and pass in the text area, and then the text box dot document. Okay. Okay, add segments is next. I'm going to do essentially the same thing here. Is change the parameters up here. Like that. Add segment. Expansion complete. Let's go figure out that. Right, it just wants text area and same two parameters here and here. Okay. Okay. Is that going to build now? It's interesting. I do not have extract method here. I'm like stunned. I almost feel like, what, is it going to take a restart? I can manually extract this method myself? Karen says I should wear gloves if I do that. All right, so we're going to call this expand template. And I'm going to pass in my expansion, my text area, and my document. That's all I think I need. Declare the method. All right. And what's my problem here? Not all code paths return a value. That's weird that it thought it wanted a value here. That's really weird. Is it because the others, they're overrides and the others are returning a bool? I wonder if that's why. Huh. Doesn't quite make sense to me, but all right. Let's try running. And as soon as this test, whatever the results of this are, we will see tomorrow. I'm going to go out and raid some other folks to see who's out there. Just going to take a look right now and see who's out there streaming while we're letting this load up. Someone on the Live Coders team. We'll be taking care of you next. I will That should be working now. I'm going to send you over to Copperbeardy. We haven't rated Copperbeardy in a while. And I'll get that thing started in about 2 minutes. I'm going to have 2 minutes to see if we can fix this code here. And coders help us, yeah, Copperbeardy. Can't find it. Let's just jump up here. What's going on with expansion complete? Thought we fixed that. Nope, we didn't add the other piece. That's what it is. All right, let's build it now. That should be a string. Okay. Run. 1 minute. If it works, we'll play the dance music as we raid out and go over to Copperbeardy. Initializing player data.